So with that, let's go ahead and start. I would like to welcome you to our 2021 awards ceremony for the Williams Honors College. Today is a very special day. It's really the day that we recognize 10 graduating seniors with our Honors College Award distinction. These are our top 10 seniors. These are students that, even amongst a distinguished group of Williams Honor Scholars, have distinguished themselves above and beyond. And in addition, we will award the 2021 Hunter Award, which we present every year to an outstanding graduate of the Williams Honors College who not only excels academically, but shows extraordinary leadership, commitment to the campus and the community, and involvement. Again, this is our way of celebrating those graduating seniors that based on their accomplishments from the last 4, perhaps 5 years, have really risen above their peers to distinguish themselves. They've achieved academically. As you'll see, we actually have a few 4.0s this year. I think we have more 4.0 students than we've had in any of the previous years that we've done this. But more importantly, or as importantly, they've distinguished themselves through their leadership and campus involvement. They serve our campus, and they also serve the community as well. And these 10 individuals come from really a tremendous class of honors scholars. There were 227 students that graduated from the Williams Honors College this past weekend, again, through hail and snow and rain and some sun as well. Just like they persevered over the last 4 or 5 years, and in particular, the last 18 months, they weathered the storm of graduation and are now alumni, both of the Williams Honors College and the University of Akron. And as we'll hear today, they have great things in store. Some of them are going out into careers in industry and their chosen path. Many of them are continuing their education through graduate school, professional schools. And regardless of where they go, we are excited to see where they land. Before we begin with today's ceremonies, I would like to take a moment to recognize a few individuals that are with us today. First and foremost, I'd like to say hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Doctors Pamela S. and Gary B. Williams, whose generosity has transformed our college and has given us opportunities that at one point we only imagined. So I would like to say welcome to today's ceremonies, Gary and Pam. We're so glad that you could be with us. I'd also like to recognize Dave Hunter, who, as you will hear, will present the Hunter Award for this year, and his sister Ann Durr, who have graciously and generously endowed that award for our students. I would like to thank and welcome Dale Mugler and Carla Mugler, longtime members of the honors community and the community here at the University of Akron. For those of you who do not know, and hopefully it's very few, Dale was the founding dean of the Honors College and was the director of the honors program, really instrumental in bringing the honors experience to this campus. So many of the things that we do and that we strive for really were born from the efforts of Dale and Carla during their time here on campus. And we're so glad that they were able to join us today. I'd also like to recognize a few people from the university community. Joe Argo is here with us. He is the Dean of the Bookville College of Arts and Sciences, and Provost John Winsick, who will share with you a few remarks in a moment. They're both here representing the University of Akron administration. And before I go any further, I would like to say and give a huge thanks and convey I can't even express my level of appreciation for Kim Roy and Sarah Scientakis. Kim is our advisor. Sarah is our director of admissions here in the Honors College. But those titles are mere drops in the bucket for the many things that they do around here. They wear all of the hats, and I'm so grateful for their help and their work and their involvement with our students. And I'd like to thank the families and friends of our students that are with us today. You've supported these young men and women as they have grown up and have made it to this point in their life. And I am sure that you will continue to do so as they go forward. I talked to my mom this morning, and she still makes me feel good every time I say hello to her. You have encouraged them, you've loved them, you've given them countless opportunities. And you've given us the opportunity to be a part of their development, and we are thankful and grateful for that. Certainly we hope that we have played a role academically, but perhaps as their development as just people as well. And as you'll see, there really are some phenomenal individuals here in the Williams Honors College. I could have a top 277 seniors. And you would be amazed by absolutely every single one of them. This is one of my favorite events of the year, just because we really get to focus on the students and the things and amazing things that they've done throughout their time here. So with these brief words, I would like to ask Provost John Winsick, who's Executive Vice President and Provost here at the University of Akron, who would like to extend his congratulations to our scholars. John, I think you can take over if you want to, however you want to do this.
Yeah, can everybody hear me okay? Just nod. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of nodding. So I don't want to steal the show here, because this is really about the students. And I wish I could see you all on my screen. It's just the way the gallery sets up. But actually, I really wish I could see you face to face. I think we all wish for that, and are eager to engage in that. And we made a good effort this last weekend with commencement. So hopefully I saw some of you there, but if not, please know that we are going to get back to quote unquote normal one of these days soon enough. So as Dane indicated, my name's John Winsick. I'm the Provost Executive Vice President. A lot of folks don't know what that means. How many people know what a dean is? Yeah, okay. So you could look at a provost as sort of the person, the quarterback of the deans. If the deans are our team that we're putting on the field, it's really my responsibility to get us all to work well together, often called a chief academic officer as well. So I work closely with the president. I'm sort of, if you look at the pecking order of the university, I'm number 2, and really try to advance the student experience. And make sure our faculty are supported and trying to serve our students well and fulfilling our mission here at the university. I too want to extend my warm welcome to our distinguished guests. David and Hunter and Ann Doerr, thank you so much for joining us and for endowing the Hunter Award in honor of John and Catherine. We certainly appreciate your support. And Pam and Gary, in particular, I want to thank you for your endowment of the college and your ongoing support. You're always there with us. We really appreciate it. It's been a difficult several years for many of us, and in particular, this last year with COVID has made it especially difficult. I think our donors and our supporters really have set a great examples, and I hope students, you've been paying attention to their loyalty and sticking with the university through some very difficult years. We're all feeling much better about how things are going to look. I think we all see light at the end of the tunnel, and we know for sure it's not a train. It's really the sunlight. So thank you all for your continued support and gifts that you provide in terms of your time and efforts on behalf of the university. And finally, I want to say thank you to the families. The students really are here because of your nurturing and care and your love. And obviously, congratulations to all of you. This is just really a great time of year for all of us. It makes us appreciate what universities are all about, how we can have an impact on our community. I don't want to reiterate too much of what Dane said. Obviously, we're here to honor 10 of our students with the 2021 William Honors College Award of Distinction. And we also have one of our students who will be named the next Hunter Award recipient. So I'm eagerly awaiting that as well. I'll be joining you in watching the program. But I do want to recognize all of the students that are here with us today, and even those that aren't here. COVID-19 has really thrown us all for a loop, but it's also taught us all to appreciate the joys of quote unquote normal, the boring normal, which we all wish we could get back. You know, what's missing in that boring normal is the absolute necessity that we have our social connectedness, right? This is a big theme of this award ceremony is community and engaging with your community. The world right now is really in a moment of high anxiety. COVID is still not quite behind us, and we see things escalating in India, for example, and we remain uncertain about what's going to happen with opening in the fall and just these little lingering things. And why is that? It's because we've been cut off from our social interactions. We have a social hunger that's just as deep in our human nature as is our physical hunger for food and our need for water. But these students that are here with us today, and even the ones that are not here with us today, have just gone through a tremendous amount of difficulty in terms of that isolation, the uncertainty, the disruption to that normal routine, learning to live online almost 24/7, either as part of work or as part of student life. But you've really mastered a key secret, and I want you to keep this in mind. Adversity actually poses challenges to us so that we can get stronger and better. You have figured out a way to not let your current environment get in the way of your future. Your current environment should never, forever dictate what your future will be. Success in life is forging your own path, given whatever opportunities or challenges you're facing, and you've had plenty in the last year. My brother summarized this for me long ago, and I've really taken this saying to heart. Success is determined only 10% by what happens to you. It's determined 90% about what you do in response to what happens to you. This class of 2021 has demonstrated an ability to rise well above the challenges of COVID-19. Just take a look at our commencement this last weekend and how joyous the students were despite the cold, the snow, the rain. There was one ceremony that was relatively nice, but the vast majority, 4 out of 5, there were some challenges. And students were smiling and glad to be there right up to the very last student crossing the stage. But we were all there with you, friends, the family, the faculty, because we wanted to be there to share that joy, and we too want to see life get back to the boring old normal. And commencement is one of those rites of passage that really are a normal and important activity that universities deliver on. So your Akron experience is going to take you far in life, and we wish you well in your journey. Please remember that the University of Akron and the Williams Honors College are your academic home. Go live a life, be happy, but please come home and visit often. We love you and we care about you, and we want you to remain part of our lives just as we want to be part of your life. Much like the long-lived bird from Greek mythology, the phoenix, which is on our seal, the University of Akron seal, we all rise together. Congratulations to those honored here today and to all of our 2021 graduates. Thank you again. I think you're muted, Dane.
You are correct, but no longer. I'm unmuted now. Thank you, John, for those kind words. And your congratulations to our graduates. They really are an amazing class. And I can think of nothing better to do right now than to recognize these graduating seniors and our top 10 scholars. So let me share a small presentation that I have made. Of course, in normal times, I would ask you to hold your applause until the end, even though invariably some of you would be overwhelmed by excitement and clap and yell, and that would be totally acceptable. But now, in these unusual times, I actually encourage that. Make as much noise as you can, right? Clap, jump around the room. When someone you love shows up on the screen, let them hear it. But I will ask you to mute your mic in that case. So without further ado, let's begin. These are in alphabetical order. And our first top 10 senior is Walid Abouashi. He's a biomedical engineering student, graduated this past weekend with a GPA of 3.9. And following his graduation, he will be pursuing a PhD in biomedical engineering at Case Western Reserve with the ultimate goal of commercializing research into a startup company. And for each of these top 10 seniors, we asked them one memorable experience, one thing that was particularly important to them. And Walid happened to mention one of the colloquium classes that he took, Edison to Elon Musk, which was all about entrepreneurship and ideation. And that fits so nicely with his ultimate plans of graduate school and his PhD, and then research commercialization. And we're really glad and thankful for the instructors that we have here in the Williams Honors College, and that they can inspire our students in this way. Not only within the Honors College, but Walid was involved in undergraduate research through several different labs here on campus, in particular with Dr. Henry Astley in the areas of animal locomotion, and then later through an actually NSF-supported grant, research experience for undergraduates with Dr. Abraham Joy in biomaterials. Right, so he really took advantage of a lot of the opportunities that were given to him through the university and in particular the Williams Honors College. In fact, I think the very first time that I met him was at an Akron Roundtable event. Every month we gather students together to go downtown and participate in the Akron Roundtable. And he was able to join us several times just because, right? Because they're interesting topics and he's a curious guy. So Walid, congratulations for being one of our top 10 seniors. Our next senior is Kevin Fiesel. He's a political science major and he graduated with a GPA of 3.79. Not following graduation because he's now graduated, but he now will be moving to Baltimore, Maryland to pursue a Master's of Health Administration at Johns Hopkins University. And again, memorable experiences for him centered around living in the honors dorm. And again, that idea of community, John mentioned it earlier. And it follows from so many of the things that Dale thought were important, but that sense of community here in the Honors College. And as you see, some of his best friends were made in those first few years through the Honors College. And I can speak from experience when you talk to alumni, the friends that they made in their first year, sometimes their first week, sometimes the weeks before classes began their freshman year, are the friends that they keep their entire life. In addition to Kevin's future plans, he is the embodiment of leadership here on campus. He was actually the undergraduate student government president and a member of Phi Delta Theta. So again, one of our top 10 seniors that's really made an impact here on campus. Congratulations, Kevin. Our next award winner is Emma Griffith. She's a psychology major and GPA of 4.0. After graduation, she'll join Kent State University School of Psychology and eventually hopes to serve kids, teachers, and parents in the school system. I can think of no greater example than giving back to the community and to the world than working with kids in the K through 12 system. And when asked about her thoughts on the Williams Honors College, she really spoke to the intellectual curiosity and the drive that she experienced during her time here. She was able to develop relationships outside of just the classes and the curriculum that she goes to, but really opened her eyes to things outside of psychology and how she was able to incorporate curricula within sort of that broader sphere of her interests. And in the Williams Honors College, she found mentors and like-minded friends and experiences. She was president of Psi Chi, which is the International Honor Society in Psychology, in addition to various other roles. But she also got involved in undergraduate research and was able to present posters here at our undergraduate research symposia, and was a member of Campus Focus. So Emma, good luck at that school down the road. It's a fine institution, but here in the Honors College and as a ZIP, you will always be home here on campus. So congratulations. Our next top 10 senior is Christopher Ha, psychology student, GPA of 4.0. And after graduation, he will continue working on applications for graduate school in industrial and organizational psychology and continue his volunteer work in the Northeastern Ohio arts scene. He's heavily involved in a life outside of campus. But in asking about his memorable experience at the Honors College, it partly centered around his honors distribution. These are the core classes that students take, right? The equivalent of a general education experience. But because they're in the Honors College, they have an additional flexibility to really tailor that curriculum to their own interests. And Christopher felt that flexibility allowed him to flourish as a student and, again, participate in all of these other interests that he had. One of those was undergraduate research, right? He was involved in a growth and methods lab with Dr. Ingrid Weingold here. And he worked on projects developing emerging adult masculinity ideology scales. And in addition, is currently involved in research on scale development and validation, and factor analysis, and psychology of men and masculinity. Again, Christopher is one of those individuals who has gotten involved in everything, not just here on campus, but out in the community as well. So congratulations, Christopher, and good luck in whatever master's and PhD program is lucky enough to have you. Our next top 10 senior is Emma Harmon. She's a chemistry major with a GPA of 3.99. After graduation, she will attend dental school. And Emma really spoke, I think, to the community and just the feel of the Honors College. She feels like she's a happier and better person of herself. And through her experiences here, she's more outgoing and more confident. And it's always wonderful to see how students change as they come in as young men and women coming out of high school, sort of maybe leaving home for the first time. And then to look at them 4 or 5 years later and see how they've really grown into their own personality. And I think Emma recognizes that. One of the things that Emma does on campus is engineering service design team. So that's a community service-based team in engineering that really tries to create real solutions for nonprofit organizations and families. She was able to be involved in a wheelchair team that worked with a family in the community who has a child with cerebral palsy and Down syndrome, implementing a wheelchair and a surrounding system that really allowed for enhanced safety of that child, and also allowed the caretaker and the parents more control over that child's movement. Again, with the ultimate goal of keeping that child safe. All right, she was also involved as a project leader for Donovan's Kids Bike Projects. So they researched and designed a way to convert a hard-to-use hand pedal bike into a usable and fun activity for a young triple amputee camper at the Donovan's Kids Camp. These are the kind of projects that our students get involved in, not because it's a grade in the class, but because they care and they want to get involved and they want to make a difference in the community around them. So Emma, thank you for all the things that you've done for those kids, and congratulations as a top 10 senior. We're halfway through. Our next awardee is Emily Janikowski. She's a social work major with a GPA of 4.0. Following her graduation, she will move on to Georgetown University and their law center starting in the fall of 2021. So coming up after hopefully a break for the summer. Excuse me. And she felt that the Honors College really exposed her to challenging work that encompassed the breadth of her career, and in particular through the Honors Research Project. So that's an independent study project that each student undergoes as part of their honors experience. They get to choose a topic and formulate a research program that they're passionate about and carry that out typically for a full year, sometimes if not more. And as part of that, they really deepen their understanding of whatever that subject matter area is. And again, in Emily's case, she felt that that broadened her academic horizons and exposed her to classes outside of her discipline through the honors colloquia, as well as through her independent research. She's very involved on campus, participating in community service as part of the Student Social Work League and the Coalition Against Sexual Assault at Hope and Healing. She's organized donation drives at the Period Project, and again, the Coalition Against Sexual Assault, that have benefited local agencies such as ASA Incorporated and Hope of Healing. She's also been involved in the Victim Assistance Program and has developed and dedicated 436.75 hours of her time throughout her period of time on campus. So again, heavily involved, not just in her studies, as you can see by her 4.0 GPA, right, but really becoming involved in the community around her and making a difference in the world. And that's one of the things that we really encourage here in the Williams Honors College. So Emily, congratulations. I am sure that you have a wonderful set of earrings on right now. Our next top 10 senior is Haley McElroy. She's a political science major and is currently in the accelerated JD program here at the University of Akron. She was actually a 3+3, a member of our 3+3 law program, which allows her to jumpstart her law degree as an undergraduate. Her GPA was 3.94, and again, she's now currently in law school at the University of Akron. And one of her distinguishing memories was travel through our study abroad programs. She actually went to Japan to study their legal system during a previous semester with faculty here in the college. And she also has been involved on campus as a university ambassador, the Residence Hall Program Board, through Emerging Leaders, which is a program that a lot of our students take advantage of and get involved in. That really seeks to develop leadership skills and give them experiences while they're here. And again, through all of these things, she's managed an incredible GPA and is currently in law school. So Haley, congratulations and good luck in law school. Our next awardee is Jade Reese. Unfortunately, Jade could not be with us today because Jade has taken a break, and I got an email from her yesterday that she's hiking in the mountains of Tennessee and didn't know if she would have internet access. So I'm glad that she was able to take a break after her semester. But she was a mechanical engineering student with a GPA of 4.0. And will start a full-time position at Robin Industries. probably upon her return from Tennessee. So there she'll work in a team environment to improve manufacturing and problem solving. One of the things that I think really distinguishes the University of Akron is our emphasis on learning through experience, experiential learning. Things like our co-op programs, our internships, and that idea of solving real world problems is so important to so many programs that we have here at the university. And Jade felt that being in the Williams Honors College really gave her an outlet for her whole personality. Obviously, she is an incredibly talented engineer, but she also felt that the colloquium classes were an opportunity to step outside of that and have thought-provoking discussions and conversations and really experience perspectives that maybe she wouldn't have thought about before interacting with the people around her. So these colloquium courses that you hear about so often are exactly that. They're discussion-based opportunities and classes on sort of unique topics. Some of them are on things like fear. There was one last semester on the science of cooking. So they span the gamut. Myths and fairy tales. They really seek to broaden the students' experiences. And Jade spoke to one of the colloquia that she took. She actually was kind of unique. She took 4 colloquia. Typically students take 3, but she found them so valuable that she took a 4th, an unclass that was taught by Dr. Heather Braun called Design Your Own Career. So there she was able to use design methodology, design thinking, to understand ourselves and to really evaluate what kind of balance she wanted in life, and become more empathetic and to learn how to approach vulnerable conversations. So this class gave her tools and inspiration to help her on her own path. And she says that she feels like she's become a more self-aware, empathetic, socially engaged, and open-minded person because of this class. And I can think of no better outcome than that for one of our colloquium courses. So Jade, congratulations. I hope you're enjoying the beauty of Tennessee. Again, congratulations for being one of our top 10 seniors. Our next award recipient is Jason Render Jr. He's a political science major focusing on national security, and he is graduating with a GPA of 3.83. Following this, he will attend the Ohio State University to obtain a master's in public administration. And Jason always felt challenged but supported during his academic experiences here. His classmates pushed him to go further than he might have otherwise. And likewise, he pushed his classmates in the same way. He was able to be nurtured through the Honors College and connections with professors. He's excelled, obviously, at a high level, both within the classroom, but on campus as well. He is part of the University of Akron Inclusive Excellence Action Team. He was involved in the Akron Community Empowerment Alliance. He was the undergraduate student government director of diversity. He's been a University of Akron student ambassador, student African American Brotherhood, and community engagement chair. He's a member of the Phi Delta Theta fraternity. So here's another example of a student who has done amazingly well in his studies, right? But has really gotten involved in campus and the community around him and just made a difference. So Jason, congratulations and good luck at the Ohio State University. You're always a zip though. Finally, Brandon Tyson. Brandon, unfortunately, is unable to be with us as well because he's in the process of teaching. He said he has a class with his students today, teaching music. He was a music education major with a GPA of 3.91. And I have to say, the picture of Brandon with the tuba is probably my favorite. I think this is the first time we've ever featured a student and their tuba. But following graduation, He plans to go on and perform and explore the world, and get a teaching job to use the knowledge and skills to inspire youth. His memorable experience, he really took to writing his honors research project. And he felt that the independence of the honors research project allowed him a deeper level of understanding of his subject area, which was the effects of improvisation on music literacy in beginning band. So through this, he was able to develop tactics for teaching improvisation, as well as the benefits of improvisation on young band members. And not just sort of anecdotally, but really backed up by research. So this higher level of cognitive learning was something that Brandon really found insightful and meaningful for his honors research project. He was a member of the marching band, the jazz ensembles, the blue and gold brass, concert ensembles, chamber groups, and the tuba euphonium ensembles. For those of you who are not aware, they have a tuba choir every year, which if you ever get a chance to go, I would highly, highly recommend it. To go and hear a performance with, oh gosh, 50 tubas it's breathtaking. Something that I guarantee you will never forget. So Brandon, congratulations. And really to all of our top 10 seniors, I can't say enough of how proud we are of everything that you've done. So please, at this point, I might ask you to unmute yourself and join me for a round of applause for the recipients of the 2021 Williams Honors College Awards of Distinction. And so, again, congratulations to all of you. As John mentioned, I wish we could be in person. I would love to shake your hand, and we could wear your honors medallion proudly around your neck. But we're not quite there yet. So I will just offer you my deepest and most heartfelt congratulations. You've all done amazing things, and again, I cannot wait to see what happens next in your life and your career. So with that, I would like to turn this over to Dave Hunter, who will present the 2021 Hunter Award. It's the University of Akron Honors College Community Leadership and Service Award in memory of John B. and Catherine M. Hunter, who you can see there at their anniversary dinner. This was endowed by David Hunter and his sister Ann Durr, again in memory of their parents. And this award recognizes a graduating senior who shows extraordinary leadership, commitment, and involvement in organizations and activities that serve and improve the lives of humankind. So when we gather the nominees for this award, obviously we're looking for academic excellence, and every year we find academic excellence in spades, right? But what we're really looking for above and beyond that is this idea of serving and improving the lives of humankind through community involvement, through service activities, through the things that the students do outside of the classroom. And this year is no different in us being able to identify a student that has really met these goals. So with that, I will turn it over to Dave. Dave, would you like to say a few words?
Yes, Dean, I would. Thank you very much. I'll start off by saying it's really a tremendous honor for me to have this opportunity to represent my family in this celebration. And if I can sort of identify it as sort of a mission statement with the Hunter Award, I mean, we see that as a chance to recognize a graduating senior at the University of Akron Williams Honors College who shows extraordinary leadership, commitment, and involvement in organizations and activities that serve and improve the lives of humankind. And I've been doing this for a few years now. My parents passed away some time ago. My father died in 1990. My mother passed away in 2012. I have two siblings, a younger brother who passed away 4 years ago. So Ann and I, and you can see Ann's image pictured there, along with my parents, was not able to participate. I know she was disappointed about that she had to miss this today. But it's a real honor to be able to be here to play a role in this. I will say that several years ago when I started this, and I started going through some of the resumes, the accomplishments of the 10 finalists, my initial thought was, well, they got great GPAs. That's because they devote 100% of their time to their scholastic obligations. But then as I go deeper into their resume, I saw, well, wait a minute here. They're highly involved on other campus activities and throughout the community. So to my way of thinking, I want to extend congratulations not only to these 10 finalists, but to the University of Akron for creating an honors college that creates that environment that allows students to achieve at their highest level in the classroom, while at the same time giving them opportunities to understand the importance of civic involvement. Just a little bit about my parents. They went to Ohio Wesleyan University. When they met on campus, it was like the beginning of a Jimmy Stewart movie. My father was a senior. My mother was an incoming freshman. My father was there like other guys at Ohio Wesleyan, sort of check out the incoming freshmen. He handed a school newspaper to my mother, walked about 20 feet away, and then spun around to go back and ask her out on a date. And the rest is history. They graduated in 1946, and they settled in Akron. My father, who grew up in Zanesville, was an active mortgage banker. Our family had a building on West Market Street, right near where Merriman Road and West Market Street come together. He also was served as the board chair of a family bank in Cuyahoga Falls, Valley Savings Bank, which was merged into Westfield Bank in 2014. And my mother, who grew up in Akron, she was a Buchtel graduate. She was a Griffin, and she went down to Ohio Wesleyan. That's where she met my father. And when they came back to live in Akron, her father was a lawyer in town and a political boss. He was head of the Summit County Democratic. He was the Summit County Democratic chair for longer than anybody else in the 20th century. Not to get too far off the track here, but my mom used to always tell an amazing story about how Vice President Truman came and stayed at their house while he was campaigning for President Roosevelt. And my mother never told any of her classmates about it because, as she explained, he was sort of a lightweight vice president who blossomed into a really good president after Roosevelt died. But so she was always involved in politics as a youngster growing up. When they moved back into Akron, it wasn't long before my mother, who was always a very active person, enrolled in the University of Akron and earned a master's degree in education. And she created a couple of her own courses. I tell this story to you that is still not believed hardly at all by my daughters, who are grown now. But my mother created a course called Plan for the Second Half of Your Life. And it was calculated to target students back in the day when women routinely got married shortly after they graduated from college, and then they had children, raised a family, and then suddenly they were empty nesters when the mother was maybe 40 years old or in their early 40s. So she created this course to help open up the world to women who took those courses and encourage them to pursue a dream that they harbor at that point, because they still had the second half of their life ahead of them. Amazingly enough, it was a move that was embraced by many, but there was a core of people who really bristled at the fact of that. They thought it was destroying the traditional family. But when I tell that to my daughters now, who are in their mid to late 30s, they can hardly believe that was something that there was pushback on. But My mom did get her master's degree there. Our family has great connection with the University of Akron. My late mother-in-law got an undergraduate and graduate degree from the University of Akron. I did my undergraduate work on the East Coast, but I went to law school at the University of Akron, and I know what a tremendous institution it is and what can be accomplished with students who have a vision of where they want to go. My mother and father both believed in a strong educational foundation for their children, and they gave it to the three of us. And they also worked later on, especially my mother, to make sure that those opportunities were available for their grandchildren. So all of you that are in on this call today, congratulations on your recognition. And you already recognize the importance of a great education. And as my mother used to say, a great education is something that nobody can take away from you. So what's going to be fun is going to be being able to watch and see the journeys that you go on, and think big. Do what you want to do and don't be deterred by it. That would be my best advice to all of you. Not that you need advice. Anybody getting a 4.0 has it all figured out already. But at this point, Dane, with your permission, may I go ahead and announce the recipient of the Hunter Award? Okay, good. The 2021 recipient of the Catherine B. and John M. Hunter Award is Christopher Ha. And we have several things to commemorate that. Let's see if I can do this the right way. Here is a bowl. It's sort of like the, how can I say it, educational equivalent of the Stanley Cup here. But you get to keep this. It's not like the Stanley Cup that you can only have for a year. So this bowl is for Christopher. And then we have a University of Akron symbol on the back here. And I have to tell you that this is crafted in New England by a classmate of mine at Western Reserve Academy, who goes out of his way to make these available for us every year through the good help by Lisa Sable, who's in on this virtual meeting as well. And then we also have, and I know Lisa's got this, we have a special stipend for Christopher to help him take the next step forward in his journey. So Dane, on behalf of my entire family, we're just so thrilled to be able to play this small but important role in the University of Akron. And I turn it back to you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Dave, and thank you for your involvement and the support that you give the Honors College, but more importantly, the students. And so everyone, please, let's give Christopher a round of applause. So just a little about Christopher's and his involvement. This award is presented to Christopher Ha in recognition of his outstanding academics, leadership, and his commitment to the arts, both at the University of Akron and in the greater Northeastern Ohio community. So a couple of the nomination letters were particularly insightful, and I just pulled out a few snippets from two of those. One spoke to his passion, right? I first met Christopher in 2016 and have observed his nonstop passion and commitment for the American theater organ in our community. And the letter goes on to detail a lot of the activities that Christopher's played in the Northeast Ohio arts community. And then another nominating letter was from here on campus. So not only out in the community, but also within the boundaries of the University of Akron. Christopher has been a great service to the University of Akron's dance program by going above and beyond. And I think that's really the hallmark of Christopher's involvement in his personality and his role in this community. He is a recognized nationally, he's nationally recognized as a stage manager, performing and playing a role in the art scene from all the way from Cleveland all the way out to Pasadena in Los Angeles. He's a regional stage manager who specializes in the art of dance production and design, and he holds the resident position at the Dance Institute here at the University of Akron. In the field of concert dance, he is the resident production and stage manager for Neo's Dance Theater, which is a professional touring dance company. And they continue their success with a partnership and residency at Oberlin College and Conservatory. And they've established new headquarters in Oberlin. Christopher is also a staff organist and curator at the Akron Civic Theater and a prominent performing arts complex of Playhouse Square in Cleveland, as well as Cleveland Gray's Armory Museum, Wurlitzer. To this day, he's publicly presented the theater organ and provided music for hundreds of thousands of audience members, and has performed at various venues throughout the United States. He's an internationally published researcher and academic on the history of the American theater organ, striving to educate audiences about the historical significance of the interest to the American entertainment industry. As a historically informed curator and technician of pipe organs, he ensures the instruments are maintained above industry standards and works for their conservation for future generations. Again, Christopher's involvement is multidimensional and multifaceted. Again, everything from stage management to historic preservation of the American theater organ. And it's this involvement in the arts community in Northeast Ohio, both here at Akron and beyond, that really makes him an unbelievably deserving award winner for the 2021 Hunter Award. So congratulations, Christopher. And Dave and Ann, thank you again for your generous support of our students and the Honors College here. So with that, I would like to offer a moment or two, if anyone would like to say a word in congratulations to our graduates.
I think he's going to, Dr. Williams looks like he's trying to get out there.
Yeah. Dean, this is Gary Williams. I just wanted to tell you and all of the students and parents who are here how proud we are to be sponsors of this college. As you know, my wife and I are both graduates of the University of Akron many, many years ago. And it's been a great opportunity for us to come along and watch these students as they progress through. I know how much support that I had to help me get through my undergraduate years at the university, and it made it possible to move forward and expand my career. So I am just very thrilled to be part of all this, and I want to congratulate all the students this year.
Dean, I'd like to add my congratulations also. These are an amazing group of students. I know I mentioned to you earlier that when I saw their senior projects, most of them made my brain hurt. And now as I hear what these other activities are, I feel like a slug, but it's just amazing to think that these are the kids that are our future. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam and Gary, for your congratulations, and again, your support of our students. You've made possible untold opportunities, from study abroad to colloquium instructors, and we are eternally grateful for everything that you do for us. I see that Carla has her hand up.
You go ahead.
So I'd like to speak for both of us and say how thrilled we are to be able to participate in this ceremony today. What happened to us after we retired in 2015 was that we've got a residency in South Carolina, and I'm an adjunct professor at the Medical University there, working on new techniques in magnetic resonance spectroscopy. And then in the summer, when it ever comes, we live in Illinois. So we wouldn't be able to come as easily if it weren't a pandemic time, and we can just sort of log in this way. So I'm excited to be able to continue my research, but I really miss student interaction. I want to thank the Hunter family, David Hunter in particular, for starting that award even when, as long ago as I was dean. I was there from 2000 to 2015. And for the Williams family for the generosity they have in supporting the Honors College and really making it even more prestigious, I think, than it was at the time. I do have a few stories to tell, and I thought the students might find it interesting. So one of my stories is about one of the previous Hunter Award winners. It's from several years back. Jean-Pierre Scander won it, and he had the distinction of having the most students ever at a review session for organic chemistry. So it would be hard to believe if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, but prior to the exams in that course, he would set up in a large lecture hall, I think it was Simmons, and he'd get several hundred students there for his review session. So he had been an immigrant from Lebanon and always wanted to be a doctor, but he wasn't accepted right away into medical school out of his undergraduate career. So he spent a year doing preparatory work at another place, and currently he's a cardiologist at the Cleveland Clinic. So persistence got him through, and I think all that kind of things he developed as a tutor for organic chemistry probably did him some good. It'd be fun to go visit him at the Cleveland Clinic sometime and see what he's really doing there. I have more stories for Emma, who's thinking of dental school. She should know that Patrick Wolf is an oral surgeon in Stowe. So I just happened to find out he was a Honors College graduate when I went in for some dental work that I wasn't really looking forward to at all. And we started talking about his natural science school equipment after a while. So I think that made a difference to him. And Emma would get a lot out of talking to Patrick Wolf. And it's a name I can remember. I have a visualization of a wolf. And I thought one of the creative things he did for a dentist was that he asked me what music I'd like to have played while he worked on me. And gee, I kind of like that. It worked out really well. And for Walid, we have a Honors College graduate who just finished his PhD in biomedical engineering at Case Western Reserve University. So since Walid, you're going there, I think you should get involved with him. His name is Cale, C-A-L-E, Crowder. And I think he'll be around for a little while. He was not quite in the same specialty as what you're thinking of, but he's one of the nicest person to meet, smartest, great. He actually invited me to come to his doctoral defense a couple of weeks ago because he's just finished. So I got to go. It was another advantage of the pandemic that I wasn't actually in Cleveland, but got to attend his dissertation defense. I think some of Dr. Dean Quinn might even know Cale Crowder. Walid, I had the opportunity to start a tech company. I've got a startup, and the way that happened was through the University of Akron Research Foundation. So who knew? But now I'm working on my 5th patent. Pretty cool. And I think your goal of eventually forming a startup fits pretty well with me. So perhaps Walid and I should have a conversation sometime. And I know Dean Quinn could give you my email address. Since I missed that student interaction so much, it would be fun to talk to all of you, I think, if I could have the chance. So congratulations to all of you. And I want to say how well Dean Quinn is doing in my estimation as Dean. And it's great to be able to see him carrying on a lot of the traditions and starting new ones as the Honors College continues. So thanks for that.
Thank you, Dale. And again, thanks for being here. As I mentioned before, so many of the things that we do are directly from the activities that you began when you were dean here. So you will always be the model that I think all of us hold as an honors dean. So with that, I will draw this ceremony to a close. Again, I would like to thank Dave Hunter and his sister Ann Doerr for their generous support. I'd like to thank Provost Winsick, Dean Urgo for joining us today. And I would like to thank Lisa Sable for her work in putting this together, as well as Sarah and Kim here in the Honors College. None of us could do anything without our community and our tribe. And then finally, I'd like to thank Drs. Gary and Pam Williams for being here today and their generous support. It really means a lot to our students. And it's so nice to see you take a role here and come and offer your congratulations to our students. So thank you for being here. Again, I would like to say thank you and congratulations to the families. Your support has made all of this possible throughout the years. And finally, to the students themselves, congratulations and thank you. Thank you for being a part of the Williams Honors College. Thank you for being now alumni of the Williams Honors College as honors scholars. And thank you for allowing us to be a part of your growth and development and life over the past few years. Again, I can't tell you what an honor it is to look out and see so much that you've accomplished. As Dr. Mugler mentioned, right, those relationships that we form, we hold forever. So again, I'm looking forward to seeing where you go, and I know that you're ready to take on the world and rise to meet the challenges that every day gives you. And of course, you may go far, right? And I'm sure you'll go far in life, but you may go far from here. But please know that you always have a home in the Williams Honors College, and we always welcome you back, even if it's just virtually. Send me an email, give me a call, just to say hello. So congratulations, graduates. You've accomplished so much, and we're excited to send you on your next path. So with that, thank you all for your attendance today, and let's end this by unmuting and giving our students a warm round of applause. Thank you, everyone. Please stay safe. Please wash your hands. Do all the things that you need to do to remain healthy. And until we can meet again in person, I wish you the best. Take care, everyone.